Hi, everybody. My name is Josh Corbin. I'm the Technology Innovation Specialist here at Eastern York School District. And what I wanted to do was take some time and do something a little crazy. So I wanted to take you through the process of creating a Canvas course. So those of you who are well-versed in Canvas, great. You can skip around this video, and in the description below, you can see timestamps of when I talk about certain things. So if you want to jump straight to assessments, building assessments, you can click on that section down below. If you want to jump to adding a picture for your Canvas card so your students see the course, that's something that I'll cover here just in a little bit, but I will timestamp everything down below. And also, if you're doing this for your professional development from our choice board, you can skip around, you can pick the pieces that you need, but this is going to be a sort of a comprehensive start from finish, unedited version, unless something crazy happens, where we are going to start with nothing. We're going to start from scratch, and we're going to build a Canvas course that would be able to be used on day one. So if you follow along with these steps, you should have all the pieces that you need in order to get started. I will show you some tips and tricks along the way. So this is going to be a relatively long video, but hopefully we can do it relatively quick to show you how fast and easy it is to use Canvas and how robust it can end up being. I'm not going to cover everything by any means. There's still multiple tools that I won't get to, but maybe in future videos we'll talk about that then. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to just give you an overview. When you log into Canvas for the first time, you're going to log in using Google, and our handle for Eastern York is eysd.instructure.com, and we're going to follow that link to get to your dashboard. And when you are logged into your dashboard, a couple pieces will pop up on the left-hand side that I just want to go over really quickly. Up at the top is your account or profile. Everything should be synced with Google, so whatever you have in your Google account will show up here, and that's really important because when we start utilizing tools from Google and we start generating some assignments that are Google tool-based, it makes it very easy because everything's linked and all together. You will not have this picture, that's for admin access, but if you head down to the next one, this is your dashboard. So anytime you need a quick view of a couple things, your published courses that are available. You also have the ability over here to show what's coming up. So anything that's on your calendar, which is a really cool tool that I'll get to here in just a little bit. A calendar, you're able to schedule assignments from it and view the upcoming assignments that you've assigned to your students. And then any feedback that you got for any of the courses that you might be enrolled in. So say you enroll into the Canvas Crash course, you will see that you can get some feedback from there. And then you can view grades. You can start a new course over here on the right, and that's what we're going to do in just a little bit. We're going to develop something called a Sandbox course, which is your way to play around and also build sort of a frame that you can import into later courses, and you can pick and choose what you need. The next thing that's down here are courses. So this gives you a sort of slide out window, and then all courses will show up. If you do not see the courses over here, a couple things might be true. These are only your favorite courses on your dashboard. And let me show you how to favorite courses. So say that you have 3 sections of algebra and you want all of your algebra sections to show up, or you're enrolled in a professional development course or in another teacher's course as a support person, you want to make sure that you have access to that pretty quickly. So courses, if we go to all courses, it's going to list out all of the courses that you are enrolled in and what you are enrolled in as. So if I go down through here, so there's a Chromebook course. There are lesson plans here that I have that I could submit in those courses. But if I go into, let's just say I want Chromebook Basics. If I press this little star, it's going to click and add to the courses menu. And if I go back to dashboard, you will now see that there are 2 courses, that Chromebook Basics course, as well as the Crash course that I'm going to be getting into just in a little bit. But you can also move and unfavorite. You can change the color. We will get to how to change the actual block, the picture that shows up, so it shows up for your students the same way. But again, I can change the color of that block. I can apply it just so I can keep everything organized. I'm going to go ahead and unfavorite that. So all I have out is the course that I want. All right. So we have the Canvas crash course here, which we'll get to in a minute. But the next thing up is the calendar. And if I open up calendar, what's really, really cool here is that say that you're planning out pieces for your course and you want to give an assignment for your students. You can actually do that directly from the calendar that's here. So if I go ahead and click somewhere on the page, I can add an event. So this is a great tool that you can use to just keep track of everything that's going on. So say that you have big projects coming up or you have a grading window that's closing, you can put in events. You can actually add assignments directly here, and you can add it to a specific calendar. So if I would go to the actual course that I want, I can actually assign an assignment directly from here and change the group, sync, publish, all that. We can have a to-do list. We could also set up appointments for your students to be able to work with you online all through Canvas. And I'll discuss that probably in a later video. But for right now, I just want to go over some of the basics. So for calendar, we can quickly click and add to specific courses. You can check and uncheck what courses are going on. The next up is the inbox. The inbox will house any messages that you receive in any course from your students or from fellow teachers that are asking about assignments or asking about grading or anything in between. So inbox is where you can message students and teachers as well. History just tells you what the viewing history is of your course and what you've done in your own Canvas account. And then one thing I will be getting to in this video is to check out the Commons, because Canvas Commons is an amazing resource where educators just like yourself have already put together full-length courses or have put together quizzes, put together this or that for your course that you can actually pull in and use in the course that you're teaching your students. So it's a valuable resource. I have found tons of resources on there that I've used in my courses in the past, so I definitely recommend checking out Commons. And then there's a quick little help section that goes to the community page of Canvas. So you can ask any question that you need. If your question isn't already answered there, you can always start a new thread and get answers from fellow Canvas users. So that is the basic overview of the side panel here. We're going to go ahead and head back to the dashboard. So all I see is my Canvas crash course, and you can actually enroll in this course with the link that I'm going to pop up on the screen right now. All right, so you can either grab that or you can grab the link in the comments or on your PD choice board for August 17th. So you can grab any of those locations, enroll into this course, and what's really cool is that along the way it has some checks for understanding to make sure that you are getting the most out of this Canvas course and you're developing the course in the same fashion. That's actually what I'm going to follow for this course. As I'm doing this right now, I'm going to just be glancing at my other screen just to go through to make sure that I cover everything on this page. So this is, again, your published courses, your unpublished courses that you also have starred. So if you're working on something, like our Sandbox course is going to show up here because we're not going to publish it until we're ready to use it. But it'll show up here because we put a little star and favorited it. So there we go. So that's the basic overview. We're going to move into the second part. There's going to be multiple parts. I'm just going to break, and you'll see a little something flash up on the screen that tells you that we're transitioning into a new section. And this is how we're going to determine the timestamps of this video. Next up, we are going to start a new course. So we're going to create a course, and we're going to create something called a Sandbox course. So let's go ahead and do that. Right here, you'll see a Start a New Course button. If you don't see this button, that probably means that you haven't been enrolled into any Canvas course yet. If you are a brand new user, you might not see that. If you're a brand new teacher or instructor, you might not see the Start a New Course. If that is the case, just reach out to me. I can help you set up a Sandbox course so you can start working that out. Again, jcorb@easternyork.net is my email, and my name is Josh. So just reach out. We'll get a course set up for you so you can actually start using it. I'm going to go ahead and click the new course button. I'm going to add a name, and I'm going to call this Sandbox. I'm going to move my keyboard over so my mic doesn't get in the way. There we go. All right. So Sandbox and then Corb. I'm going to call it Sandbox Corb. I'm going to just leave everything as is and go ahead and create course. It's going to generate the course for us. All right. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and move my face there, just to the other side of the screen, so we have some space. I'm going to go over, first up is navigation, and then we'll get to customizing some of this a little bit. So navigation right now, if students were to open up this page, they're going to see a ton of navigation options down the left-hand side. So I'm going to recommend actually just stripping some of this away to make it a little bit more manageable for students. So if I come down to settings, I'm going to go down to settings way down here at the bottom. I'm clicking on settings, and I'm going to go over just bits and pieces here as we go through. The navigation tab is up here at the top, and we're going to jump to navigation. We'll come back to course details because I think navigation is one of the most important things for students to be able to maneuver their way through your course. So I'm going to go ahead and click on navigation. Now, all of these right now are visible and public for students unless there's no content that's generated for it. So right now we don't have any assignments, we don't have any announcements, but they're still going to show up as containers on your students page. So we're gonna strip some of this away. We'll still be able to use it, but what the key part here is that when you drag these down to hide them from the students, you need to make sure we press the save button at the very end. I can't tell you how many times I've done this where I've dragged them all down, refreshed the page, boom, they're all back up at the top because I didn't press this save button. So navigation, we want to leave the home button available. We're going to talk about home pages here in just a little while. How to set a home page, how to create a home page that is aesthetically pleasing for your students and easy to navigate for families. Announcements, you can leave that because that's a way that you're going to communicate with students. Assignments, again, we're going to recommend that you leave those as well. Discussions. Now, this is totally up to you. If you are planning on utilizing discussions in your course, you can leave this section. If not, you can just sort of get rid of it. So we can drag that down if we want to. I'm going to show you discussions later on too, so I'm going to leave that. Grades, you definitely want to leave the grade book for them. People, I'm going to go ahead and drag that down. If you want, you can keep that available so they can see their fellow classmates that are working there. Pages, I'm going to drag down here too because we want them to go through and access pages slightly differently and through the modules and or your home page. Again, you don't want students skipping around too much so they lose context of what you're talking about. Files, I'm going to go ahead and drag down too. And then we are going to head... there's a syllabus. We can leave the syllabus because we'll use that. Outcomes, I'm going to go ahead and drag that down. We have rubrics. I'm going to go ahead and drag that down. We can utilize rubrics. I'm not going to get to that in this video, but I'll definitely do that in maybe a part 2 where we go into some more advanced options. Quizzes, I'm going to drag down because we'll still be able to view quizzes. The students just won't get a quizzes page, so they can't just skip around. You want them, again, in context in the modules, and that's going to be one of our major forms of organization. So I'm going to bump that to the top. Conferences, I can drop down. We have collaborations I can drop down. Again, still able to use these features, just won't be visible to students at the very beginning. You're able to actually embed these into modules. I'm going to get rid of chat. I'm going to get rid of attendance. Google Drive, they're still going to have access to. Lockdown browser, StudyMate, Nearpod, GradeSync, EduElastic, Item Banks, and Edpuzzle. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. But now, as you can see, these are the only options that are going to show up for your students, and it's going to make it easier for them to navigate. So instead of seeing 20 different tabs, we're now only going to see the ones that we have kept not hidden. So as you can see on your side, you still see everything as a teacher. There's a couple pieces that aren't there, but this allows you to still access those items and those files and those quizzes, but the students have to go a specific way in order to understand and get to it. So right now, we can see that we have those items right here up at the top are set for navigation for the course. I'm going to go right into course details and show you how to customize this a little bit. So for course details, you'll see that we have an image here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you one of the cool tricks that I use for generating these images. And if you have not used Canvas before, I'm sorry, we're in Canvas. If you haven't used Canva before, I recommend checking out Canva. And I'm going to show you why, because you can actually set up the exact pixels, that the pixel width and height that you're going to use for setting up these course course page, not course pages, course tiles, course blocks, whatever we're going to call them, and course cards. That's what they're called. There we go. And what I did was just created a canvas. A Canva. I'm just going to keep switching them. A Canva course card that is 262 pixels by 146 pixels. If you would like to snag this exact template, I'm going to go ahead and share the link with you. So if I copy that link, I will go ahead and paste that into the video description then, so you can access this course card. So if I were to go ahead and duplicate, I'm going to call this Canvas, or let's do Corb Sandbox. And is this necessary? Nah, not really. Do you have to change the course cards? No, but think about your students. They're going to have a ton of these course cards set up for them. So, and if they're all blank, then they're just going to have to go start sifting through. So make something iconic for them to be able to view. So I'm going to go ahead and grab an element. I'm going to grab a sandbox. Let's see what shows up. This looks great. Okay, so there is the sandbox for my course. All right. So that's really it. If I wanted to customize this a little bit more, that's a whole nother video in Canva, but Canva's amazing. And if you sign up for the educator access, you get the pro stuff for free. And it's really, really cool. So I recommend checking out canva.com as well. But I'm going to go ahead and download this item. I'm just going to grab my second page here. Whoops. Pages. All right. We're just getting, my head's getting in the way again. All right, select, unselect all, just page 2, done, and download. So I'm downloading that file right now. All right, it's saved. So I'm going to jump back over to my course, and this is where I can actually start uploading and customizing. So choose an image. I'm going to go ahead and upload that canvas image right now. All right, so there is Corb Sandbox. So now if I save it, if I head down here to the bottom, so update course details. Excuse me. All right, now if I head back to my dashboard, I know I'm jumping around a lot, but now my Sandbox course actually has the course card that goes with it. So this is what your students would see. They'll be able to really iconically make use of your course, or be able to get to your course rather quickly. All right, so we're setting up our course. All right, let me head back into our Sandbox course. As you can see right now, it is unpublished. We're not really doing anything with it just yet. All right, so we have to start generating some things. So right there, let me go back to settings. Let me just go over all the setting options that we have here. Course details, you don't really need to touch a lot of things. If this is an actual course, so this is a manually created course for me. If it's a school-based course, you will see that there's an SIS, which is Student Information System, that syncs to like our Skyward. So those courses will automatically be created for you. But you're able to take your Sandbox course and whatever you develop practicing, you can import it into those courses too. And I'll show you that later on in this video as well. All right, so we have SIS ID. We don't need to do anything. Manually created course term, we don't need to change. We're not going to worry about any of these timestamps because, again, this is Sandbox, so we just want it open that we can play with it whenever we want. Don't need to change anything else, and we're going to go ahead and say update course details. Next up is sections. You can actually do something called cross-listing, and I'll show you that as well in a separate video. But if you have multiple sections of the same course, instead of having to go through, upload documents on one or upload an assignment on another one, you can actually have one single course that manages all of those courses. So if you think about like a tree, you have this center tree with all these branches that branch off into the individual courses, but you only have to edit one of them. That is going to be called cross-listing. And again, I will put that into a separate video. This is just getting our course set up that we can actually start using it. Okay, navigation we already talked about. Apps. Now, we already have some pre-installed apps for you as a district, but you can go through and check out some of the other apps that are available, and you can actually add these in that you can pull and use them. There's like an augmented classroom geometry, there's Badger, Blocks, Book Creator, so Brain Pop, you can pull in Brain Pop videos. So there are a ton of resources here, CK12. If you want to check out any of these and incorporate them into your course, recommend clicking on them and install them. Some of them are as easy as point and click. Some of them involve a little bit more. If there's something that you need help with, please reach out, jcorb@easternyork.net, and I would be happy to help you get some of this stuff in there. Feature previews. So there's some upcoming, I guess there's nothing here. Okay. Sometimes there are pre-releases on some content that's going to be shared with all of the teachers of Canvas. That would show up here in the feature previews, but we do not have that, and integration. So that is it. We're going to go ahead and update course details one last time. And that is the basics of creating your course and just modifying it slightly so it's easy to navigate to and navigate in for your students. All right. Well, here we go. We are going to sort of work our way down through this list on the side. So in this section of the video, we are going to set up modules and show you how modules can be a great way to organize your content for your course, as well as uploading a syllabus. We have grading. We have announcements, assignments. So we're going to sort of just work our way down through this list. And as we go, jot down a few notes if you would like to, or skip around to other points in the video, and you can get a good feel of everything that's going on. So I'm going to go ahead and press on modules. We'll come back to home because we're going to actually set a home page in just a few moments. Modules, think about these as containers for your content for your course. So course content containers is what we're going to use them as. So to create a new module, right from the beginning, if you start a new course, you can see that the modules are blank. You can create a new module here, or up at the top, we have the plus button with the module. So I'm going to go ahead and press that. I'm going to call it section one. Actually, let's do welcome section. Sometimes I like to start off my course with a little welcome to the students, maybe tips and tricks for being successful in the course, or maybe our code and our vision for the course as well. I'm going to go ahead and add that module, and now we have a container that we can start filling up with content. So I'm going to go ahead and add in a second module so you can see the difference between the two. And we're going to say unit 1 is getting started. I'm going to add modules. And one thing I did want to point out, let me edit that one more time, is that you can add prerequisites. So say you don't want students moving ahead too quick, you can add in a prerequisite of completing the previous module. And then it locks it until you are ready for them to move to that section. And then you can set up requirements as well. So say that they are required to pass a pre-test, or they're required to take an assessment at the end of section 1 to move on to section 2, and they have to score something specific, or they have to do all the assignments. You can set up those requirements there in this section of edit module section. All right, so we have the welcome section. We have a getting started section. I'm going to go ahead and add stuff in. So I'm going to press this plus button and show you, again, that was this plus button right here, and show you what you can add. So you can create an assignment, and we'll get to creating assignments here in a little bit. You can add a quiz. You can add a file. So if you say you have a PDF that you want to upload to the specific course, you can upload that here. Let's go ahead and upload a file. So right now, if I do create files and choose file, I can upload, here's the badge, Canvas Crusader. And then it stores it into your files section. So this is the Canvas Crusader badge that you can earn by completing our Canvas course if you would like to. Totally up to you. But there's that Canvas Crusader badge. So say that, welcome, we have this Canvas Crusader badge. We can add in additional files if we wanted to. We can add in a page, discussion, text header. And let me explain what that is. So if I click on text header, this just gives you a sort of a container within a container. Just ways to organize this. So welcome or let's do course information. So course information. I'll try and make this as practical as possible. So course information. And these little check marks that are along the side show you if it's published or unpublished. So you can quickly go down through and say that you have stuff that you don't want students to see. Just make sure it's grayed out. So if I uncheck it, it is unpublished right now, so they can't see it, but you still can. So I click on that. I want this to be public and visible. I'm going to go ahead and add something else. I'm going to go ahead and add a page. And I'm going to create page. And I'm going to name this as welcome message. I'm going to add the information. Now, this page is just like any other page. It's blank right now because we haven't added anything to it yet. So to add stuff to this page, and this brings us to editing a page section. That was supposed to be something flashy that showed up on the screen right there. But anyway, so we have our modules. We have 2 modules set up. Now we're going to sort of jump into these pages section, which is how to edit a page. So I'm going to go ahead and click on welcome message. And I'm trying to keep this as organized in my mind as possible of what this might look like for you. So if this organization doesn't, or this flow doesn't work for you, that's perfectly fine. You can skip around and feel free to piece in the puzzle as we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead and click on edit. And what's cool is that we have a rich text editor right here. So we can do everything that we normally would in like a Google Doc or a Word document, we can incorporate here. But this is going to be like the page of your website that you want students to gather information from. All right, so let's dive right in. So hello, students, and welcome to my Canvas course. All right, so we can obviously enter in text. We can change some of the information. So say I want that a little bit bigger. Say I change it to a different heading option. I can bold it. I can italicize it. I can underline it. I can change the color. I can change the highlighting of that section. So there is hello, students, and welcome to my Canvas course. Let's change the color a little bit. There we go. That's a little lighter. And then you can also superscript things. You can link items. So say I have a link to a website. This is a link. I can actually highlight all this. Let's go ahead and get rid of our formatting here. All right. This is a link. Okay, you can set up external links, or you can have course links, which is actually really neat because say that, and this is exactly how we are going to set up our homepage in just a few moments to make it easily accessible for students. We want something that students could just go to, click on, and then navigate to in the course. So I can actually set this up. So I go to a different module, and right here, oops, let's try that again. Course links. Modules, and I wanted to locate getting started. So now if I were to click on this link, it actually takes you to this section, which is a new module. All right, so that's a link. You can also say this is another link. All right, if I highlight this, cool thing, you can navigate to external links as well. You can say that this is www.google.com. And we can save that information. Boom, if I click that link as a student, it's going to take me to google.com or whatever link I want. All right, let's keep going. We can upload images. We can grab course images that are already pre-uploaded, and then any user images that I've uploaded to my account. So there are 3 different ways that we can use this. Typically, I just upload images, and then it saves it in my course images folder on my Canvas account. So if I upload an image, I can just grab and drag, or I can grab, what's cool here too, is Unsplash. You can search for things, or URL, you can grab an image off of Google as long as you cite it then as well. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this item here. I know that we've already used it once, but that's okay. I keep checking, I keep clicking off. I apologize for that. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and submit. It's uploading. Okay, there we go. There's the image, and that's how you upload an image. You can also, again, grab course images that you've already uploaded or user images. Next up, we have recorded media. So if you have media that you have recorded that's downloaded, you can upload it here. I actually recommend not doing that. What I recommend instead is either grabbing it from Google, so grabbing it from Google Drive, or uploading it to YouTube and then linking it here. It's a little bit more, what am I trying to say? Reliable is the term. Sometimes when we upload, you use up a lot of your course storage. But again, just personal preference, upload to YouTube or upload to Google Drive and then link it there. Definitely recommend. Google Drive. This is really neat. Say that you have Google Drive information. You can select a file from Google Drive, and let me see if I can drag this over. There we go. You can grab an item from Google Drive and link it here directly. So here is just, I'm attaching a Google Drive item. And what's neat is it embeds it directly into the page. So your students don't have to navigate. They don't have to go anywhere else. So if you have a syllabus or if you have some course information or a welcome letter that you're sending to them, you can insert it directly onto the page. And again, to get to that, we're going to go ahead and click on the Google Drive item, Google Drive icon. And then we do select file as long as you have your school account selected. Select file. And then it brings up a little search window where you can grab the item that you want. You click on it, you press add, attach, and boom. And there we go. So it is included here. All right, awesome. Let's keep going down the line. This is neat. You can actually insert specific Google Hangout meets for specific assignments or for specific modules or links. You can add in Google Hangouts from here. I'm sorry, not just Google Hangouts, but just meets in general. So say that you have like a study session that you want for this. Maybe you have a Q&A section of welcome message. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and do Google Hangouts Meet. I'm going to grant access there. It's asking me to sign in with an account. Right, I am signing in. I'm going to go ahead and press continue, and I'm going to allow access to Canvas. And now I'm going to try that again. So Google Hangouts Meet. Oh, there we go. All right. So right here, we have the actual link to join the Hangouts Meet. If I have link options, I can change this. Let's say that it is a welcome back Q&A. So say that you and your parents have questions. You can actually join this link by clicking on it. And it'll actually open up the Google Hangout. Now, this is a sort of a live right now situation. So if I were to click on it, open it up, it would go live as a Google Meet. All right. And you have other information down here like the conference ID. And you can sort of delete some of this extra stuff if they're joining via call or if they're joining. You really want them to join that Google Meet like they normally would. All right. We have additional plugins here. There are multiple plugins that you can explore later on. So if you do view all, you can see all of the plugins. And then you have some simple justification settings. You have bulleted lists. You have indenting. We have the ability to clear any formatting that might be there. We have this table option. So you can insert a table with a certain number of rows and columns. So that might be good for organization later on. We'll talk about that. You can embed things as well. So say that like this video that I'm creating right now, I'm creating with Loom, and it allows me to embed videos directly from Loom. So I can embed those using that embed option. It gives me a code window that pops up, and you can grab that embed code if you want. All right. And then we have this is math text, which is really neat because we are able to insert math equations. So math people out there, check out that insert math equation button, and it makes that text feature really, really easy and intuitive to use. All right. Let's see if I think I covered everything that's here. You can insert external links being YouTube videos too, and it will embed YouTube videos on here. Record media. You can record the media that's in the page. You can also upload documents to say that you have a PDF or a Word doc that you want to upload for people to have access to. You can do that too. Okay, so that's the rich context editor, rich text editor that you can create some really cool pages with. All right, moving forward, we have the ability to save and publish this. So I'm going to go ahead and save and publish. Boom. And it gives you a preview of the page, what it looks like. So welcome message, hello students, welcome to my Canvas course. This is a link. And if I click on that, it's going to take me directly to the module of getting started, which is neat. If I click back, this is another link. If I click on it, it takes me to Google. If I scroll down, I can see the syllabus that was listed here that I put, and then we have this other this other Google Doc that's there, and then I can jump right into a Google Meet, which is the welcome Q&A. All right. Okay, so those are the basics here of creating a page. If you have any comments or questions, you can drop those in the comments section, and I'll be happy to answer those, or just shoot me an email, jcorb@easternyork.net. But we are going to keep moving on. I'm going to head back to modules. And we have our welcome message now. If I were to add something new, let's say I wanted to add an external URL. This is a direct URL to another site that I want. So let's say mail.google.com. So say I want them to open up their email for some reason. Okay. Open up your email and send a message. All right, and you can load it into a new tab, and I actually recommend to do that for a lot of these. If you don't open them up into a new tab, especially when the students are on Chromebooks or tablets, the window is very small, so you aren't going to be able to view the entire screen. So I recommend doing that, load into a new tab, and we can actually set the indent level at 1 and add the item. Open up your email, send a message is now a link that they can actually click on and complete. If I were to add another add another page, we can have an external tool. And let's go ahead and talk about that now. External tools are really, really cool. And let me show you why. So if I click on that external tool, here are a ton of external tools that are already imported into the course for you. We have a chat tool. So if we're using some live sessions with students and you want a chat tool that's not embedded into like Google Meet, you can actually use a chat tool here. Ed Puzzle. You can actually create, and I created another video, and it's actually on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out, of using Ed Puzzle with Canvas as an assignment, not just as a post, but actually as an assignment. And it will Canvas and Ed Puzzle will talk back and forth from each other, and they will update the gradebook in Canvas for you. So if a student watched the whole thing, answered the questions, they got a 5 out of 5, it will transfer that grade directly into Canvas. So check out that video. I'll try and link that in the description as well. You can add in Google Drive items, Lockdown browser. I'll create another video on just Lockdown browser that explains all that, but that would be more of an advanced option where you can sort of section off your quiz that you're giving to students and tell them they can only take it during this time, and they have to be logged out of everything else, and it keeps them from Googling the answers on the screen at the same time. Nearpod, check it out, awesome. Quizlet, you can include in here. StudyMate, turn it in. YouTube videos directly on here, and again, you can load it into a new tab. So definitely recommend doing that at some point. We already talked about text header. Let's talk about discussions. So discussions are a great way to prompt discussions or talk with students. And what's really, really cool about discussions, and I know I'm getting ahead of myself here, is when students actually submit discussions, one of the biggest struggles with a lot of online platforms is being able to check to see if if all the students posted, so every student posted, and then did they go through and did they comment and participate on other people's posts? And what Canvas does is a really nice job is where you're able to actually see drill down to one student. So say Johnny was, they created their post, you see their post, and then what you also see down below is their all of their feedback and all of their comments to other classmates. So who they posted on, what they posted. So you can get a really nice report of how active a child was or a student was, and then you can jump right into the conversation there. So I'm going to go ahead and add a discussion, and I'm going to create a topic. So topic, introduce yourself. I'm going to add the item. Now, there's nothing in it right now, so we're going to go have to update it a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Introduce Yourself. And I'm going to edit this. All right. And then we open up. It has our rich context editor again. But you can simply put some instructions here. So, hello, everyone. It is nice to meet you, but let's learn a little more about each other. Please start a new thread and answer the following questions. 1, what is your name? 2, what do you like about technology? And 3, what is your goal for this course? All right. After people post, go through and comment on 2 of your classmates' posts. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the on at least 2 of your classmates' posts. All right. We posted to all sections, and that is, again, about cross-listing. I'll get to that in a later video. And then we can post it to that section. We can add any attachments to say, here's a short story. Please read this short story and then reflect on it in our discussion post. Allow threaded replies. Users must post before seeing other replies. So you can get away from the, so-and-so only posted a sentence, so I only have to post a sentence, or so-and-so only went so in depth, or you have people stealing ideas from each other. So to inhibit that, users must post before seeing replies. Enable podcast feeds so they can actually record their voices and interact that way. So if they don't want to type, they can utilize their voice. And then, is this graded? Yeah, we can include that it's a grade. And we'll go through some of the grading requirements when we get to assignments. I'm going to uncheck that for now. You can allow liking, and then you can set the availability from, like, say, the first day of the course to the last day of the week. So open that up. So I'm going to go ahead and press save. And now it actually will show me, hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. But let's learn a little bit more about each other. Please start a new thread and answer the question. So when they see it, and I'm going to go through this course as a student at the very end of the video just to show you how it looks on their end, which is very similar to what you see, just minus a few of the other features. But this way, you can see what they see at the end. But I want to put this whole course together. All right, let's head back to modules. We have introduce yourself now. I'm going to go ahead and just keep plugging my way through. All right, we have a discussion. We already did page, what a page was. We have a file. We can upload a file. We have a quiz. Let's jump into the quiz. So this is going to be the quiz section. All right. I'm going to go ahead and create a new quiz. Let's do first. Let's do, expectations quiz. All right. We have 2 versions right now. I will be honest, I have not looked into the new quizzes quite a lot yet, but we're going to actually do that right now because I think the interface is updated and really neat. The classic quizzes, if you're used to that classic quiz interface, it is still available for right now. I have no idea when that's going away, but we're going to go ahead and do new quizzes. And then group assignments. I'm going to talk about assignments in just a few minutes when we try and sync with our student information system. But group is going to be tremendously important. And I will get to that as we start talking about it. And we're going to go ahead and add item. And I'm going to open up my expectations quiz. All right, here we go. We can add in points. So let's say that there's going to be 5 points. We have an assignment group. And this group right here, and I will talk about it again when we get to creating other types of assignments. But for quizzes, which is a type of an assignment, you need to make sure that the group matches the group in your student information system if you plan on doing the sync between the two, which I highly recommend. But if we do assignments here, it's not going to show up. Let's go ahead and create a new group, and I'm going to call this classwork. Or no, we can call it homework. Homework. As long as the exact name, I don't think the case matters, but as long as the exact name that we use in the student information system for groups, assignment groups, matches here, then it will sync over. If it does not, it will not map over correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and add group. Display it as points. You can do percentages, complete or incomplete, letter grade, GPA scale. We're just going to go ahead and leave it as points. And then we are going to head down to it. We're skipping over the submission type. We don't have to do anything there. The second thing, if you are trying to sync it to a student information system, so the first thing is points and assignment group. So you need to have those two things absolutely, or this won't work. Next thing is we're going to sync to the student information system. So Skyward in our case, if you're talking about Eastern York. And then we are going to assign it to everyone. And then the due date. The due date is the other most important piece. So let's say by Friday it has to be done. You can leave the availability open unless you wanted to close the quiz at a certain time. But the due date is August 6th in this case. So again, recap, because this is really important. This is the number one question I get. Why isn't it syncing over to Skyward or over to my student information system? Is points, assignment group, the checkbox that says sync to SIS, and the due date. As long as you have those pieces, and as long as you actually have an assignment there for them to take, it will transfer over. So I'm going to go ahead and build it now, because that's my next step, because I don't have any quiz questions. And this is opening up the new quiz builder. Oh, wow. This is exciting. This is the first time that I'm seeing this, and I'm going to start using it. So this is exciting here. Oh, I like the interface. All right, cool. A couple things up here. If you are doing student or standards-based grading or standards reference grading, and that's what outcomes is all about. I will talk about outcomes and linking them to standards in a later video. It's a little bit more involved, but it gives you a snapshot of what they know and how well they know it on a scaling system. And we'll get to that, but we're not going to do that in just this video. Item banks, again, I will do in a later video. But item banks is really neat because you can actually pull questions and pull a selection of questions. And it's a really good way to create like a final exam review or a test review where you're pulling multiple different sections of content together. And instead of you recreating the questions over and over and over again, you can just reuse the same bank that you're pulling from. But we're going to just create a quiz so you can see the interface. I'm going to go ahead and add instructions here. Please take this after reviewing our expectations. All right, I'm going to go ahead and press done. Okay, I'm going to press this plus button, and then it gives us a bunch of different question options. We have categorization, file upload, formula, matching, multiple choice, ordering, essay, fill in the blank, hotspot, multiple answer, numeric, true or false. So there are a ton of different question types that you can ask. Let's just go ahead and fill in the blank. And then we say, type a statement, select the text. All right, so fill in the blank. Question title. So question 1. All right. And then we are going to, so type a statement, select text, and press enter to create a new one. All right, so that's optional. Question stem. So here we go. We are going to say the first rule of class is to respect others. Ooh, oh man, this is so nice. If you remember before, you had to place like a special blank here, but this is awesome. All right, so open entry, drop down, or word bank, so we can change multiple things here. So this is really really nice. All right, let's do drop down. Respect. You have to share others. I don't know, and then high five. Okay, the first rule of class is to respect others. Okay, it adds multiple answers. We don't need an on-screen calculator, but nice to know for math. We can align to outcomes. That is, again, how we are connecting them to specific standards, but we aren't doing that in this video. And then item banking, you can actually add the question to a bank as you go. Wow. Oh, man, this is exciting. All right. Section 1 bank. This is super neat. Wow. Oh, this is so nice. Okay, I'm done like flaunting over this. Okay, this is just really cool. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add another question. Let's say ordering is another question type. Order question. Okay, let's say numerical order. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, wow, this is that's cool. Okay, question stem cannot be blank. Please put these numbers in order. Okay. And then we can go from there and then press done. Press done. And there, we're going to get these randomized. So that'll be a random set of questions. But this is really neat. Really, really neat. How we can actually have all this. This is really cool. And the fact that you can add it to a question bank as you go is game changer. I'm not going back to the old quizzes ever again. This is awesome. Cool. Okay, so there we go. We're going to add in, I don't know what hotspot is. We can add in a hotspot. This question is not acceptable to users requiring keyboard only access. Oh, keyboard only access or screen readers. Okay. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to do a whole video. You know what? I'm going to do a whole video on just the quiz building feature, but this is how you access it. And they're just really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and review that later on. Okay, settings to it. You can shuffle questions. You can shuffle answers. One question at a time if you wanted to. They can backtrack if you want them to or not. Require student access codes to say that you want you don't want them taking this quiz just yet, or you want to wait until a class gets to your room. You can require a student access code, a time limit, and then you can allow multiple attempts, restrict student results view. When they see the results, can they see it after the first time they take it? Are they allowed to take it multiple times? So let's go ahead and add multiple times and limited, and we'll make it 4 times. They can take it 4 times. All right. Oh, this is fun. All right, cool. Reports. Now, we don't have any reports, so we don't have any answers here, but this is where you would come for the reports from that quiz. And then if you wanted to moderate, you could actually pause students as they're taking it. So say that you have one on a time limit and somebody has to go use the restroom. You can pause it or restart it if they did just absolutely terrible and you have a heart and you want them to try again. You can check that out in the moderate. So I'm going to go ahead and return. And there is my expectations quiz that I can include into my course now. All right, let's move on to assignments and what you can do with assignments. So there are a couple different ways that you can do assignments. All right, so assignment. I'm going to create an assignment, and I am going to call this test assignment. I'm going to add the item. All right, so if I publish it, I'm going to go ahead and open the assignment and edit it. Now, just as a reminder, if you want to sync it with Skyward or sync it with your student information system, we need those 4 pieces. We need the points. Let's say it's 10 points. We need to make sure that it's in an assignment group that matches our student information system. We want the submission type. This is where you have multiple different ways that you can do this. You can have no submission, which is just like, say that you're having them go online, review an article, blah, blah, blah. You can have online, which is where you have a text entry option that they are actually entering text into the assignment. You can have them share a website URL. Sometimes I'll do this if they have created something on another site. So say that they are working on an infographic from Canva, and I want their live link from Canva. I'll have them take that link, and then I will have them share it as here. You can do media recordings. So say that you're having a screencast, your students are screencasting or doing a podcast assignment. You can have media recordings here. Student annotations and file uploads, you can check those out and start playing around with those. But the submission type is there. You can have them do stuff on paper in class. And you just want to, if you are syncing with Skyward, I recommend any time that you do any assignment, you put everything into Canvas and then have it just sync over to your student information system. Rather than trying to juggle both platforms at once, just work with Canvas and have it sync over so that you don't have that disconnect, that cross in between. Okay, we can have this as this is a group assignment. And this is really neat where you can split students up into multiple groups. So you can split them up into a certain number of groups. You can split students into groups with number of students per group. So say that you're working on a group project and you only want 2 people per group. Partner work. You can partner them up. And what's really nice is when you go to the speed grader and start grading some of these assignments, it is amazing because you only have to grade one of them, and then it splits the grade in between 2 people or 3 people or 5 people, however many people are in your group. And then you can create the groups right from there. I'll do a more detailed video as well into how to utilize group assessments or group assignments, but this is just setting up an assignment for your course. All right, we can sync to student information system, absolutely. And we are going to set a due date of, let's go the 10th. All right, the last submission type, which is what I wanted to show you now, is the ability to grab an external tool. So this could be like Edpuzzle in that Edpuzzle video I was talking about earlier. You can grab Edpuzzle videos and assign them in Canvas. You can grab assessments if you are using assessments, if you know what I mean. Those math assessments that are online, you can grab those. You can grab brain prop videos. You can grab external tool. And in this case, what we're doing is grabbing a Google Doc, because check this out. So if I find the Google Doc cloud assignment, I'm going to go ahead and grab this one. Excuse me. Let me just grab some water. All right, we are going to link. Let me show you the screen. I'm going to click link again. All right, so check for plagiarism. Analyze Google Docs for missing citations and possible plagiarism. So that's awesome. So if you are in English, if you're an English teacher, ELA teacher, and you have students writing, you want to make sure that they're not plagiarizing. This will check for plagiarization right from the beginning. Files, make a copy of the attached file. Check this out. Make a copy of attached files for each of your students and edit to submit. So I'm going to do that because I want them to use a template or use a worksheet that I want them to fill out. So let's go ahead and grab this syllabus test. And then I can change the total points. Let's say it's 10 points. You can attach rubrics here. That is an entirely separate video of doing rubrics, but you can do rubrics as well, and it's just awesome to do a rubric because you can just go through and check off each of your classifications, and then you can set a due date. And let's go ahead and now we did do the 10th, so let's just make sure it matches. Done and create. Okay, it's saving the details. It's linking. I'm going to go ahead and press select. And it doesn't look like it did anything, but it did. You see this as assignments.google.com, and then I'm going to load this into a new tool for my students to use. Unlimited attempts, you can have them submit over and over and over again. So if they submit something, but they didn't submit the right thing, they can go in and resubmit. And I'm going to go ahead and press save. And how this looks is load test assignment in a new window. So it doesn't look like anything crazy, but what it does is they click on the link and it opens up their own version. So it creates a copy for them so they don't have to worry about making copies on their own. And then they can press an actual submit button inside the assignment, and it will submit it back to Canvas. So we're limiting the amount of back and forth and uploading and downloading that students would have to go through otherwise. Excuse me. All right. So if we go back to modules, we have gone through pretty much everything in what we can add. We added a quiz, we added files, we did a page, we did a discussion, text header, URL, external tool. We've added everything we can to a module. Now, let's talk about how we can set up the course to be successful for students. And that's where we are going to set up a home page. And this is going to sort of conclude the video, and then I will give you a student view or a student tour of what they would see if they were entering into this course. And then I'm going to give you a little sneak preview of the grades section as well. All right. I'm going to go ahead and publish it. I'm going to go down here and publish my second section, even though there's nothing there, and that's okay. But I'm going to actually jump over to pages. Okay, I'm at pages. I'm going to go ahead and click add a new page. And this is going to be my home page. All right, now I'm just going to give you some simple sort of tricks as we go through here to set up how you might be able to set up your course. So this would be like the landing page for your students. Every time that they log in, every time that they sign into Canvas and click on your course, it would take them directly to this page. And what this allows you to do is sort of not just send them into the modules and have them just like look down through all of this stuff. If you have a course that it's entirely completed, it might be a little bit cumbersome and overwhelming. So for students, it's really nice to have a straightforward shot of this is what we're doing. Here's a weekly schedule, blah, 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 blah. So let's do that. So this is your homepage. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add in the table that we were talking about earlier. And I'm going to go ahead and add in 5. And the reason I'm doing this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I'm going to just say weekly schedule. Right. On Monday, and you could add in the dates here if you would like. But if you're updating this on a weekly basis or a bi-weekly basis, this is a good way to map everything out for your students, but also a way to keep track of what you're doing in class. So I'm going to go ahead and show you something once again. If I were to do insert, and if I did link and did course contents, so if I do course link, and let me move my face. All right, if I link something right here, so I'm going to link course links. It shows up here, and I clicked welcome section. I can actually say to my students, and this was a lifesaver during remote teaching last year. Okay, please complete or please review the following page. And then I can have that welcome section. And then after that, I can say I want them to do the discussion. I can say complete discussion. And I can grab that and introduce yourself. And having this open onto the side is really, really nice because it allows you to navigate through. And then it says complete discussion. Okay, that was it for that day. You can add in things like homework, blah, 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 blah. You can add in various other items here if you wanted to, files and whatnot. Okay, let's say on Tuesday, they are complete. Let's go to pages. Nope, not pages. We already did that. Assignments. There we go. Please take the expectations quiz. Boom. Expectations quiz. Wednesday, complete assignment. And we can do test assignment. Boom. All right. So again, really nice way that we can organize our content for our students so that they know exactly what they have to do. And it's not a lot of like guesswork. So there is completing those things. All right, those items. And then you can insert other pieces here too. So course navigation options. So we could do a next section, quick access. And you can make this as like nice as possible. I'm just going through and showing you the framework, but you can actually go in, insert images. I'll show you the Canvas course that I have set up for everybody that makes navigation is a little bit nicer and neater. But you can have grades as quick access. You can have discussions as quick access. You can have, let's say you want announcements. All right. So there's quick access links, and then check out this opening video. And you can incorporate a video there. And what this does is, if I save and publish it, we're going to turn this into a home page in just a minute. But it's a nice, quick, and easy way for students to know what's going on. You can have your daily question here. You can have a writing prompt that's available for them every day. And then you know that you just have to update this page. It makes navigation a lot easier. It makes it keeps stress away from students when they don't see all of the modules for the entire course, and they can just click through and sort of understand where to go from there. All right, so that's that. Let me show you an example of a home page. All right, so in our Canvas crash course, this is how I set up the Canvas training course. So you can see like getting started, introduction to Canvas, how to use, completing the training. So it's just nice and neat, and this is what you open up to. So that's just one way. There are multiple other ways. If you just search for like Canvas homepage, definitely ways that you can check out information there. So yeah, check that out. Recommend going over to Course Commons, and you can look in for some homepage ideas. Or you can just Google online, honestly. Check out Canvas homepages on Google. All right. So we have a homepage, but we have to actually set the homepage. So I'm going to head back to pages. There's 2 steps here that we have to do. And now I have my home, and I'm going to go over here to these little 3 dots, click on it, and I'm going to say use as front page. Okay, I'm going to click use as front page. Now it's not going to show up just yet. So let me go to home. And I'm going to say choose home page. So again, from pages, I'll walk through those steps again in case you missed it. From pages, I'm going to view all pages. You find your home page that you want to use. Click on the 3 dots and do set as front page. Click on the home section of your navigation bar and do choose home page. And then you can say pages front page. and save. Now, every time that, let's say I'm in modules, let me go ahead and press home. It's going to open us up to that schedule. So that is the first thing that students are going to see every time that they log into the course. All right. So I have my first module, 2 modules set up. I have an assignment that was created. I had a quiz that was created. I uploaded files. I inserted a page. I created a home page. So what's next? Let me go ahead and switch to student view so you see what they would see. And then we'll just keep going a little bit further, and we'll conclude this video with checking out some course comments. All right, student view. So right off the bat, you see that the home, modules, assignments, discussion, grades, and syllabus are the only things they see in the navigation pane or the window, which keeps navigation to a bare minimum. So they're not going all over the place trying to find things. And right now, I can see my home page that is set up, and they get a little to-do option right here to the right. So they have an upcoming quiz, they have an upcoming test assignment. So let me go to the welcome section. And that opens up that module and keeps all the other modules contained. I can go ahead and press on home again. And I can go to complete discussion, introduce yourself. Boom, I can actually write a reply. I can add in a new thread if I wanted to. I can head back to home and then say it's Tuesday. I can go on and take the expectations quiz. And it'll give me the option to start quiz. And I'm going to go ahead and begin. It's loading. Excuse me. All right, so the first rule of class is respect. All right, I'm going to go ahead and press next, and then I'm going to put these in order. So 1, 2, 3, 4, submit, and submit. And it shows me I got 100%. Shows me my feedback down below, and it shows me my quiz options along with the time it took. And then if I did not get the score that I wanted to, you can go in and actually take it again. All right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and press return. I really like that new quiz feature. Man, I'm going to have to do a video really soon. Home. And it takes me right back to the course navigation. All right, so that is the student view, and they're actually able to go in and see the gradebook as well. They can see what's going on. They got their expectations quiz. They have a test assignment that they could be working on as well. They can generate a report. They can sort by due date, assignment group, module, title, any of those things. So they know what they need to do and when. Discussions, assignments are all listed here. And then a course syllabus. You could upload a course syllabus by clicking on that syllabus section. But that's totally up to you. All right. I'm going to go ahead and leave student view. And we are going to jump into the course comments to close everything out, because I think I have basically everything that I need to set up a course. But I wanted to show you what you could do to save you some time and find some really valuable resources. And that is the course commons, Canvas Commons. If I open up Canvas Commons, everything here is able to be used in your course. And say that I am looking for Chromebook something. Chromebook use contract. Let's say parts of the Chromebook. That's a page that we could use, and you can see these little icons. I can actually search for, and I can filter what I'm exactly looking for. You can actually have entire courses already completed, and then you can go through and edit it. So let's go ahead and say that I'm grabbing a quiz. Right, so I'm going to click on quiz. You can select your grade level here. You can look at templates, textbooks. You can look at any grades that you wanted. Chromebook, battery quiz, replacing the battery. What's up? Okay, setting up an international keyboard. So those are just some of the quizzes that are there. You can have courses. There's Chromebook Basics from another school district. Cloud Basics with Chromebooks. Discussions. You can add in discussions, enable Flash Player. So there's a ton of different options here. I'm just going to go ahead and grab a page. Let me grab pages. All All right, parts of a Chromebook. And you can see how many times somebody has downloaded. So lesson ideas using Chromebook apps. Create clickable Canvas pages using Google Slides. That looks cool. It gives you a preview, and it looks like a slideshow that I can use and click my way through, and I can preview everything of how to do that. That's pretty neat. All right, and then if we go to import or download, I'm going to show you both so you understand how to use Canvas files and also how to use the import feature. So I'm going to go ahead and press import or download. Import into Canvas is pretty easy. You find the course that you want. So Canvas Crash Course is the one that I'm working in, and I can import it into there. But I'm going to go ahead and go to my Sandbox -corb. And then down to the bottom, you can press import into this course. It may take a little bit, but the other way to import course content, and this is where you can actually share files with other people in the district rather easily. You can download a file from Canvas, and I'm going to show you what that file looks like. It's a zip file, and I downloaded that. So I'm going to head over to my course and head to my dashboard. I'm going to click on my Sandbox course, and I'm going to go and import the content. And right here it says import existing content or import from Commons. We already started that import from Commons. Let's go ahead and do import existing content. And you can copy a Canvas course, this is the same process that you're going to use if you have a Sandbox course that you want to incorporate into your course that the school has set up for you through Skyward. You're going to click on copy a Canvas course, select the course, the Sandbox course that you want, and that will import all of the content there. If you need help doing that for the first time, please let me know. I'm happy to help out. The other thing is this Canvas course export package, and that is what we are going to upload. So I'm going to choose a file, and I'm going to use that same file that I just downloaded. And you can select all content or specific content. If I do all content, it's going to give me everything that's in that folder. It's going to insert it into my course ready to use. If I do select specific content, it's going to give me a checkbox. I'm going to do that. It's only going to show me one thing because it's only a page, but just to give you the experience here. And then adjust events and due dates. So I usually remove dates, but you can try the whole shifting dates thing if you would like to. But I like to remove dates, so I'm not going in and having all of these dates that are messed up. I just remove them and then go through and add specific dates for assignments. And then I go ahead and click on import, and then it's going to say queued. And then what it's going to do is ask me to select content. There we go. If I click on that button, and it opens up everything that I could check. So say I wanted course settings, or I wanted, if it had quizzes here, I could check off the quizzes that I wanted. But I want all of it, so I'm going to go ahead and select content. And it is queued. It's going to keep working, and it is completed. So if I now go to pages and do view all pages, I can now see the create clickable Canvas pages using Google Slides. And I can open it, I can assign it, I can post it to my page, and we are good to go from there. All right, so that is how we use the Canvas Commons. Definitely recommend checking it out. In future videos, we'll go a little bit more in depth with how to create a quiz, how to create some different types of assignments, how to do group assignments. But for our purposes right now, what we have done is create a course. It's been just about an hour and 20 minutes from start to relative finish of creating a course. And I was explaining it along the way. So as you get quicker, as you start picking up some of the tricks, you'll be able to generate this content a lot faster. And it will be tremendously beneficial to your students. So thank you for watching. This has been Josh Korb from The Edge, and have a great day.